everyone, I'm Ms. Rowena Artisano, and for today we will tackle about behaviorism by John B. Watson. By the way, who is John B. Watson? John Brodus Watson was born in January 9, 1878. He was an American psychologist and known as the father of behaviorism. He conducted research on animal behavior, child rearing, and advertising. He died at the age of 80 in September 1958. Okay, according to John B. Watson, human behavior, just like animal behavior, is primarily the result of conditioned responses. Okay, John Watson used the principles of classical conditioning in the study of human emotion rather than human behavior. Okay, Watson's ideas were influenced by Pavlov's work, in which we can remember that Ivan Pavlov was known for in his classical conditioning and operant conditioning. John B. Watson was known in his quote, "Give me a dozen healthy infants, well-formed on my own specified world to bring them up in a guarantee to take any one at random and train him to become any type of specialist. I might select doctor, lawyer, artist, merchant, chef, and yes, even bigger man and thief, regardless of his talents, penchants, tendencies, abilities, vocations, and race of his ancestors." Okay. According to John B. Watson, if he was given a dozen of healthy infants, he can guarantee that he can train them or raise them to become a type of specialist that he wants them to become. Okay, what is behaviorism? The science of observable behavior, also known as behavioral psychology. Okay, behaviorists believe that our responses to environmental stimuli shape our actions. Other definition of behaviorism is it is an idea that behavior is acquired through conditioning. Later on, we will discuss about the stages of conditioning. Another term for behaviorism is that the learner's response to stimuli can be reinforced using positive or negative feedback. So it means reinforcement. There is positive feedback, which is giving rewards, and negative feedback, which is giving a punishment. Okay, here are the two types of conditioning. The first one is classical conditioning, and the second one is operant conditioning. In classical conditioning, it involves pairing a naturally occurring stimulus with a response. Okay, by the way, what is stimulus? Stimulus is anything that can trigger or physical or behavioral change. It is both internal or external. Okay, then a previous neutral stimulus is paired with the natural occurring stimulus. The neutral stimulus begins to evoke the same response without the natural occurring stimulus. When we say operant conditioning, it is a method that occurs using negative and positive reinforcement, in which there is a giving of rewards and there is also a punishment. Okay, let's focus on classical conditioning, in which John B. Watson study in human emotion. The first stage is before conditioning. The second stage is during conditioning, and the third stage is after conditioning. Stage 1 is before conditioning. In this stage, the unconditioned stimulus UCS produces an unconditioned response UCR in an organism. In basic terms, this means that a stimulus in the environment has produced a behavior or response which is unlearned. So therefore, it is a natural response which has not been taught. It's because unconditioned stimulus niya, so there is unconditioned response. Hindi pa siya conscious, so there is no response at all. So neutral stimulus. This stage also involves another stimulus which has no effect on a person. Is called the neutral stimulus. So no response, no reaction at all. So that is neutral stimulus. The NS could be a person, object, place, or etc. The neutral stimulus is classical conditioning, does not produce a response until it is paired with the conditioned stimulus. Okay, later on in stage 2, Sir John Vincent will discuss the rest and also show you the controversial experiment of John B. Watson, which is the little.
Good day everyone. So this is the continuation report of John B. Watson behaviorism. Okay. Stage 2. During conditioning, This stage is a stimulus which produces no response, a neutral associated with the conditioned stimulus, at which point it now becomes known as conditioned stimulus or CS. However, one-trail learning can happen on a certain occasion when it is not necessary for an association to be strengthened over time. Okay, so ganito, para mas madali nating maintindihan kung ano yung conditioned stimulus is, kung doon sa stimulus or neutral stimulus is wala siyang response, dito sa conditioned stimulus is something it will trigger na i-prepare sa kanya, then it will cause a trigger. So yun na yun yung conditioned stimulus or CS. Next. Stage 3. After conditioning. Now the conditioned stimulus or CS has been associated with the conditioned stimulus or UCS to create a new conditioned response or CR. So ganito. So since na-trigger yung yung conditioned stimulus is aantayin natin yung response or CR. So depende kung ano yung response. Could be a fear or nagulat ba tayo and anything. Basta ang hinintay natin is yung response. Okay, next. So classical conditioning. So before conditioning, so dito tayo sa neutral stimulus. Neutral stimulus is, yes, no response kasi wala tayong idea. Hindi natin alam kung delikado ba yon. Basta as in, wala tayong idea. So yun yung neutral stimulus, as in, no response tayo. Then, dito tayo sa during conditioning. During conditioning, first as neutral stimulus. Then, papasok na itong si conditioned stimulus. So, kagaya ng sinabi ko kanina, kung dito sa neutral stimulus is wala tayong ka-idea, dito naman sa condition is, unconditioned is something to do na magti-trigger sa kanya. Then, unconditioned response. So, for example, let's say sa isang box. So, sabi doon na check what is inside the box. So, syempre, magche-check tayo. Hindi natin alam na may ahas pala doon. So, syempre, alam natin pag ahas is, syempre, tumutuklaw. So, yes, pinasok natin kamay, then doon na yung papasok si conditioned stimulus na magti-trigger. Ay, alam natin na so delikado yun. So, syempre, matatakot tayo. So, yun na yun yung conditioned response. After conditioning, so next, neutral stimulus pa rin. So, ang nakita natin, another box na naman. So, syempre, matatakot na tayo kasi wala tayong idea kung ano yung next box, yung laman. So, automatic is, pag makita pala natin yung box is, ay, ayoko na kasi baka mamaya, baka may ahas pa yan or anything na nakakatakot. So, yun na yung CS or condition response. Okay, next, Watson experiment. Watson was interested in taking Pavlov's research further to show that emotional reaction could be classical condition in people. The participant in the experiment was a child known as Little Albert, a 9-month-old baby. Watson exposed the child to a series of stimuli, including a white rabbit, a white rat, a monkey, mouse, and a burning newspaper, and observed the boy reaction. Okay, so ganito. Para mas madali tayong maintindihan, may link kami dito in the next slide. So, ipe-play natin yan, then titignan natin kung ano ba yung research. Okay, so kung napanood nyo yung video na yon, so it's a good thing. Pero kung hindi naman, bale, isa-summarize ko na lang sa'yo, sabihin ko ano yung mga ganap doon sa video. Okay, so doon sa Little Albert experiment doon sa video is sa stage 1, before conditioning, the boy initially show no fear on any of the objects shown. So yes, kung hindi ako nagkakamali, doon sa video is first, yung monkey, then dog, rabbit, and the white rat. So first, parang, di ba nung pinadikit sa kanya or pinahawakan is, wala siyang response kasi, doon parang wala siyang idea kung ano yun. So yes, doon na yung tinatawag na neutral stimulus. So no response, wala siyang idea. Then, on stage 2, during conditioning, the next time Albert was exposed to the rat, Watson made a loud noise hitting a metal pipe with a hammer. So yes, in the second time, bale, nung pagkahawak niya ng rat is, si Watson is, bale nag-hit siya ng metal, and yun na yung, doon na pumapasok yung unconditioned stimulus. Bale, yun na yung magti-trigger sa kanya para matakot. Kasi nga, very loud yung noise na yun. Every time na maghahawak siya sa rat. So, doon na yung tinatawag na conditioned stimulus. Then, in the stage 3, after conditioning, naturally, the child began to cry after hearing the loud noise. So yes, of course nga. So dito sa stage 3, ito na yung tinatawag na condition response, is yung parang nasa-start na ba siyang matakot kasi nga dahil every time na maghahawak siya sa rat is natitrigger sa kanya yung yung loud noise, para natakot na siya. So ito na yung tinatawag na condition response. Okay. Next, after rapidly pairing with the white rat with the loud noise, Albert began to cry simply after seeing the rat. So yes, parang natatakot na siya kasi nga bale dahil nga sa sa loud noise, bale natitrigger sa kanya na yung fear. So yun nga. So first is during conditioning, doon nga yung neutral stimulus, wala siyang idea, no response. Then, papasok na si during conditioning, yun na yung magkukoses ng trigger sa kanya na para matakot. Yun na yung tinatawag na condition stimulus. Then, after that is condition response, yun na yung result, yung matatakot na siya. Okay, next. Okay, so, ganito. Little summarization about little Albert is, so, yung bata na yun is hindi yun anak ni Albert. Bale, anak yun siya ng wet nurse. Bale, nagtatrabaho yun or katrabaho niya doon sa school clinic ng kanyang asawa. And next is, totoong pangalan ng bata na ni Little Albert is Douglas Merritt. So, yes, of course, naging yun ng consent o ng permiso about sa experiment, pero walang idea yung mga magulang na yung experiment na yun is something to do with fear. So, yes, wala silang idea. And sad to say, at the age of 6 is namatay si Little Albert sa parang something to do with the brain. Pero hindi yun about sa experiment, bali inborn na talaga yun. So, yes, according to the source, Little Albert suffered phobia. Parang after kasi ng experiment is parang nagkaroon siya ng phobia na sa mga things, sa mga bagay-bagay. So, yun nga. Siyempre, bata yun, of course. Magkakaroon talaga ng phobia. So, that is the end of our presentation. So, good luck to all TLE teachers and future top notchers. So, God bless us all.